put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you. So put your loving hand out, darling. Riding high when I was king. I played it hard fast 'cause I had everything. You walked away, you want me then, but easy come and easy go, and you wouldn't. So anytime I need you, let me go. Yeah, anytime I feel you got me low. Anytime I see you, let me know. But I plant that seed, just let me grow. I'm on my knees while I'm begging, 'cause I don't wanna lose you. Yeah, yeah, da, 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 da. I'm begging, begging you. So put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging.
Okay, let's go.
I shall protect the lady of the clan.
Продолжим по сюжеточке двигаться.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without also remaining indifferent to our own fate. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This will take us nowhere.
No, please, wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
Джины, что ли, здесь? 3
What are
желания
your
выполнять.
wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden? After all,
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place. But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do. But equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when...
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here. You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, but that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to... But if you can't remember... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a...
I keep a diary? If you say so.
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance. Seems like your average diary of daily village life. Huh? Wait, there's more! I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine. So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy? Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried something. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. Let's dig... It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh? Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the omamori and letter belong to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting, anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared. No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hate. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be... When I think about it like that, how curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness. The feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here. I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. Speed of light. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt Decree. But why would they take action against one of their own? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation. How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to...
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can help us settle this matter. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself, I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what he has to say.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt Decree.
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But I don't recall what they were. And it's not just that. I have this...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency provision?
I didn't take any. Like I said, If I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here, and if you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any...
He seems to be telling the truth. But we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides that one house.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more where this... Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them a
I'll protect us. Another test subject. Try! I got careless.
Oh, there goes all the mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with...
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for...
You've got a deal! Now...
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in here, but I...
Yeah, a lot of them, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yes. So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just get out of...
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I help you find something? Or perhaps there's something you want to inquire about? Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debt.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he...
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increase...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long... So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather...
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency provisions, and no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, Had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, it seems that his vision was recently confiscated. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword? What sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking for. Oh, but before you go...
But we didn't buy...
Information is also a kind of commodity. Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were cut. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again. What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left.
Привет, Игорь. Спасибо.
It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start
Как
using
дела у
it more
тебя?
often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true.
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember anything.
Алексей, привет.
Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? I really don't understand. But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so.
Не считаю, что нервы трепят со всех сторон. Блин, хреново. Это нервотрепка, это, конечно, да.
This sword was once wielded by my father.
Леха, я еще самого не видел, не заходил в Одноклассники.
I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either. It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he said to me, with this sword, you should...
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use of virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so desperately trying to help. And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade. I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition is a terrible experience. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
Да, грустно. Грустно.
Don't blink. The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Hyman heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed.
From the way you're dressed, it doesn't look like you're from around here. Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over. And Hiro, Junya, and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So, we've asked the shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine to perform an exorcism. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that? that?
Да у меня-то так потихоньку.
You haven't heard of it?
Все
It's the largest. Not that
стабильно.
we'd have any means of involving the head shrine. So don't
Стабильно
worry,
средне.
Nanako. Since the exorcism will take place this evening.
Я там приколюху замутил
Vision can cause possession?
на стрим. Короче,
Guess we
в
should
описании есть команды.
see for ourselves.
Можешь какую-нибудь в чат бабахнуть. Увидишь, что будет. Взял основной коллег. Илюха. Жесткий. Шорцы? Да, это я так. Ночью не спалось, я что-то решил забабахать. Так, тяп-ляп, короче. На одном что-то там 13 лайков. На втором 7, по-моему, 2 дизлайка. А там команды в чате, в описании, там список такой. Восклицательный знак и слово какое-то. Вот его надо скопировать, ну, либо написать без пробелов, там, восклицательный знак и это слово. Ну, там посмотришь команды и в чат его скинуть. Деревья пробуем. Так, погоди. Команды вижу. А чё не играет? Ну-ка. Ты чё, друг? Все работает, а? Ну-ка, сейчас сам попробую. Блин, вообще работало.
Come on, enough procrastinating. Let's go.
А чё за хрень? Вчера все работало. Вон чё. Сейчас, секунду.
In
Сейчас
adventuring, as in
пофиксим.
business, you always have to seize the opportunity while it's there.
Так. Ну-ка, давай попробуй еще раз. Какой-нибудь скин. Сейчас должны заработать.
Я просто похлопаю.
Ну, там, короче, каждая команда это какой-то звук воспроизводится. Я, блин, 40 минут, короче, вчера сидел, добавлял все эти команды. Там, по-моему, КД минута между ними. То есть раз в минуту можно скидывать, чтобы не это. Вроде минуты, сейчас посмотрю. Кулдаун. Да, минута. То есть раз в минуту надо скидывать. Ну, типа, если чаще не будут срабатывать. Ну вот я их минут 40 добавлял. А еще перед этим часа 3 пытался эту программу подключить. Там такие танцы с бубном были. Меня все не хотел к ютубу подключаться.
So you just now, when Nanako was when she asked him who the people were, it looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes.
Какой-нибудь еще бабахну. Кудасай. Рак.
All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei. His senior, Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patient. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up...
7. YouTube опять глючит что-то. Леха, раз в минуту. Если не сработает это... Че, понравилась команда, да? Если не сработает, попозже надо просто попробовать еще раз. Там их много, ты в описании посмотри, там список. Их я не знаю сколько, ну, блин, штук 20, наверное, точно есть. Вот. Их прям, да, даже больше, наверное. Штук 30. Так.
Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
How did you catch up with me? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does. Unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the questions here. First off, who are you? And what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You...
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day, long before you ever showed up.
I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon Senior.
Senior?
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we
Забавная штука, мне нравится.
begun training 5 years before him, and every practitioners of Make Yoshi's sweet art seek to achieve stillness of. But Domon was different. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of making.
Сильное заявление. Проверять я его, конечно, не буду.
А как их нормально слышно? Может, погромче или потише сделать?
Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted.
У меня-то в ушах они орут «Будь здоров». Но там же в ОБС-ке у меня звук рабочего стола это убавлен.
After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his
Чуть погромче, блин.
and his commitment to the art of the sword.
Давай, попробую еще подкрутить. Но там игра тоже громче станет. Вот так, попробую.
So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete
Казино
astonishment,
нормальная
I heard
команда.
him called my name. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we... Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
Если не срабатывает, значит кулдаун.
Минуты, индеец, я балдю, бам-бам.
Кулдаун стоит минуту.
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible?
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having but spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken it.
Lady Yai? Is that the same Lady Yai that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed.
Ёбаный рот этого казино, блядь!
Spirits and of I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei. But Lady...
Excuse me,
Как
Miss
так лучше стало,
Inagi,
не?
but I must ask.
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei's case?
Do you mean to say that...
Еще игру чуть-чуть подубавлю.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is... Anyway, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Make Yoshi's sweet art, will do our best to help you.
Sure! After all, who knows? Maybe we'll be able to...
Так. сработало еще. Так, откуда нам сюда подняться? Я уже забыл. Что отсюда попробовать? Лёхе кудасай понравилась команда, да? А чё это мы приземлились? Так, куда дальше?
Камеру вырубай нахуй!
Ну, мы же сейчас я и Мика, блин, встретимся. Класс. Давайте, я тоже хорошо стрима играю. Спасибо, что заглянул.
Don't blink. Incoming.
Вы кто такие? Я вас не звал. Идите нахуй.
Do you think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junior is so excited. She has a really striking presence. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look right at us just now?
Давай, давай. Хороших боев тебе.
Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have lost to him in duels past, gathered all around him to persecute him.
Lady Ai, it must be a...
This is Sparta!
This is nothing like him at all.
In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face it with a confident smile.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit.
But then does that mean he...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits impaired, he finally descended into madness. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament, it does nothing to prevent his descent into the depths. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be...
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition...
Your school practices Yoshi art, does it not? Stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could ever hope to achieve it. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both? Can one truly remain unagitated, of still mind in moments such as these?
Вообще, как дела? Как
Lady,
настроение?
I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It is no small undertaking to pursue the position of greatest swordmaster in the world. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others, even those of one's closest companions. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters, to focus on the way ahead.
Dada!
When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, he slowly descended into the state you see him in now. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend of mine.
Poor sensei. To think he's been suffering so greatly.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Father, Sensei, Onsai.
Там же бездна, да, обновилась. Надо будет потом на основе тоже потыкать ее.
That's enough.
Удачи тебе. На 36, чтобы закрыть.
Huh? Isn't that Onsai? Where did he come from? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Onsai, why are there two of you?
Даже так на 36 с первого трая.
You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never should have.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But I didn't come here to settle a score. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I couldn't face the humiliation. That's why I ran. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you from... Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak.
But what if one day the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake right from the start? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down this path.
Это сюжетка основная.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, After you rescued me from the hands of the pirates, I told myself I would follow in your footsteps for the rest of... I can't know whether I will suffer in my future, as I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like my sensei Domon before...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually, all of us think that way.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened on the day that you so effortlessly...
Он же не виноват, что он сильнее тебя. Вообще разные вещи какие-то.
So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, it is time for you to release yours into their custody. You are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
Ну ты говорит, как будто он его винит в том, что тут его произошло. Странный тип.
I understand. I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Miyakyoshi's sweetheart. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to still my mind and be free of agitation. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything I have learned in my life so far. This is my promise, and I humbly ask Anzai, my senior, to hold me to my word.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, just to make sure you hadn't lost your mind again. But I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't cutting any corners with them. Well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank you to Lady Yai and then get yourself back home.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one, huh?
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some words for you.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to have taken a real interest in you. She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious what she really meant by all that. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
По факту она-то и разрулит весь замес в Надзуме. По-моему, сейчас Юми будет задание. Юмия прикольная тоже. Болтушка такая.
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Вот еще одна дамочка, которая меня продинамила.
Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah, short of getting them their visions back, it seems like there's no way to really help them. Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because now that you have done the three things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen for Toma also.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are behind the screen.
Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are... Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no regard for the feelings of the common people. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all.
Его здесь нет, уж начали говорить.
Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori tea house? We ought not...
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs.
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of mystery, right?
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret base.
In any case, we can talk freely here. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of... The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of...
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the...
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on what to say a little more about Sangonomiya. Historically, there has always been some, but I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement.
course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the shogun's. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the shogun's sudden decision to issue the vision hunt.
Ooh, Paimon has a question though.
Oh? What would you like to know, Paimon?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the vision hunt decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the vision hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity.
So what are we gonna...
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try... For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them.
You're telling Paimon that there are people...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who is providing us with counterfeit visions.
Darn! So they found out about it? Ugh.
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we can... Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire Kamisato clan should we... By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task on your shoulders. When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find...
Не устал. Такой у меня перерыв был достаточно долгий. Поэтому пока нет. Спасибо. Спасибо за лайк. У меня был перерыв, но и то и не потому, что я устал, а потому что это... обиделся на Геншин. Тильтанул и долго не играл прям. Потому что, когда был предыдущий баннер, который... это... Кто там? Я и Мика была, и Юймия. Я решил крутануть оружку. Ну, типа, думаю, если мне выпадет... Ну, это на основе, не на этом аккаунте. Думал, если мне выпадет... люстра, то буду крутить я. Если выпадет громовой пульс, то типа классно, на Юймию поставлю. Потому что у меня Юймия сейчас с этим была. Ну и сейчас она с луком Лукамаса. Вот. А мне первый Лукамаса выпал со стандарта, потом я проиграл оружейку раз, мне выпал Лукамаса. И угадай, когда я крутил оружку, вот крайний раз, мне выпал третий Лукамаса. То есть я бы даже небесную оси бы был рад, на самом деле. Молитве святым ветрам, там, волчьей погибели, любой пушки, кроме Лукамаса. А мне выпал Лукамас. Ну вот, и меня прям что-то это так жестко прям в тильт выгнало, что я прям долго не играл в Геншин. Ну и плюс там, как бы меня Геншин к такому скаму готовил заранее. Мне перестали вообще арты падать, которые там даже пароли. И это... То есть... арты вообще, даже которые просто там в надежде на статы выпасть хорошие, ну типа пародить, то перестали падать. И такой максимально прям жесткий тильт у меня был. Ну это дроп явно
Just hand it over. You don't want it. If you think
Я
you
его
believe
удалял,
me,
кстати.
you're not the
Я его
first of
потом
your
заново
kind we've
качал.
encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome
Сколько
time
там,
after
гигов 100
time.
уже, наверное.
You'd best save yourself the trouble.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the vision hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold, can we? Psst! Hey, wait! Huh? There's someone trying to get our... Come on! This way! What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help? Shh! Quiet! Just
Они
sit
прям
tight
кадр
and watch
так
for a moment.
акцентируют.
Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch others in trouble.
Сколько я раз удалял, когда не мог поймать чичечку. Был один период, что пришлось донатить стандарт. Но это жестко. Ну так, блин, а я что-то подзабыл. А ты в итоге его выкрутил, птичку-то? Вроде да, ты говорил. Но не точно, не помню что-то.
Huh? Hey, wait! You do have a vision! Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
2 года.
All right. Here.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know what could happen to him after losing it? This is your fault. You're the one who stopped us from interfering.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think,
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just did. Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be the same.
На арты я уже давно забил и не фармлю. Вот и у меня прям с артами вообще как-то не заладилось. Я, по-моему, уже рассказывал про печальную историю моей Райден.
you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place.
Я ее всем рассказываю, так что,
His
скорее всего,
handiwork allowed me
рассказывал.
to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without it. Ugh.
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man.
Master Matsukat? Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say. But if I just merged straight in there by my... So, what about... Sure, welcome...
Я крайнее время вот
Seems
так
like I
делал.
finally got... So, Master Masakatsu...
То есть, если какой-то перс мне нужен, ну, захотелось поиграть на ком-то, я иду в данж. Просто вот первый комплект, который более-менее нормальный, заходит и все. Типа я не пытаюсь там максимум выжить. Потому что я понял, 4 месяца в кленовом зале и такие достаточно очень средние статы за 4 месяца. Смысл вообще тогда ролить что-то? Там смолу сливать. Здесь вообще дроп шикарный. О. Лучников у меня здесь пока нету. Церемониалка только единственное, что можно отметить. Ржавый, но ржавый он кого? Я только 2 персонажей знаю, на которых его можно поставить. Короче, забей. Ха-ха-ха. 32 это жестко. У меня на 90 там мало прокачано. 70-80 основном. А на 90 я качаю, если прям кто-то прям сильно запал в душу. Ну или понравился, там очень полезно. Крил. Пирокрил нужен. Давай поставим одноглазого.
This will be interesting.
A whole lot creepier than Paimon imagined.
Come on, this way. I certainly wouldn't want. We should split. Yes.
Я любитель всякого этого. Давай, давай. Привет, подруги.
To the chase. Don't blink.
Куда он полетел?
Talk about a big door. It seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
Boom boom. Speed of light.
Boom boom.
Back.
Нравится мне, как она так говорит. Бум-бум. Вообще нравится американская озвучка, английская. Особенно озвучка Кли, это прям шик. Я бы вот Кли даже выкрутил ради чисто одной озвучки. Тут ничего нету. Вроде нет. Подъемник.
Battle formation.
Speed of light. Boom boom. Incoming. Hey.
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
Don't blink. Incinerate.
I must withdraw.
Чё, красавцы?
Motion to compel.
Watch what you've got. Show me what you've got.
Freeze! Don't get frostbite.
Speed of light.
Allow me to strike first.
Cool it.
Let's dance.
Про выбор забыл.
Nowhere to hide.
Don't hold back.
You must withdraw.
Incoming.
Watch your step.
Slash! Boom boom!
Bastard. I won't forget this.
Надо геокулы пособирать, стамины совсем не хватает. Блин, геокулы долго, мне надо успеть выкрутить товарища. Я не туда пошел.
Doesn't that Magatama shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
Teach me a lesson.
Speed of light. Hey! Time for your arraignment! Cut to the chase.
Don't hold back. I dare you.
Dodge this.
Incoming. Speed of light. Hey!
I dare
Motion
you.
to compel.
I need to train harder.
Incoming. Boom boom. Speed of light. Hey!
Shh! Quick! Hide! Look over there. That must be Master.
Did you really think that little...
Oh no! Those Tenryu...
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya, when did you get back here?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu, our whole plan will have been for nothing.
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ma'am.
Вот еще одна дамочка красивая.
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Huh? Who's that? That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also—
Yes, ma'am. It won't happen again.
Oh, Paimon sure wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move while they aren't watching Master Masakatsu.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right time?
Who is that?
Руина.
Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my little present.
Fireworks!
Huh? Was that an explosion?
It sounded like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry!
The fireworks were enough to distract them.
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you know. I was particularly proud of this batch. I decided to.
Whoa!
Yoimiya, this is turning into a bit of—
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
Look, the coast is clear! Now's our chance!
Сейчас распалит нас все равно.
Yoimiya, is that you?
Master Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long. Oh, those awful guards.
Come on! We've got no time to lose! They could be back any—
Ta-da!
Oh.
Yes, leave. Before I let my judgment get the better of me. He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right back.
Well... you can bet we'll do all we can to keep that from happening.
Leave this place.
Умеете, могёте просто.
Я напугался.
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Yes. Finally, I've made it.
Master Masakatsu, how do you feel? Can you hold on?
Don't worry. I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling over.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get treated. I'll treat you to a round of drinks.
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him. Right, Kujosara. Do you think she was making up for how the guards were treating him? It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryo Commission. Though Paimon would never agree with their actions in the How about we go tell Ayaka and the others the good news?
По-моему, сейчас опять стопнет надо будет. Или нет? Вроде как свиданку с Юми проходить. После вот этой главы.
I see. So Kujo-Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still has some honor to her. I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could...
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo-Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. She obeys the orders of the Raiden. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. If our true motives were ever divulged, she would...
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu, we are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done it with... You're turning out to be even more reliable than we expected.
Don't mention it.
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time without... But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision, it is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have... yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making and the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems...
A ceremony, you say? Why?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparation...
You do present a good... Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Perhaps a period of rest is in order. Toma, what would you suggest?
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an evening of hot pot?
О, красавчик вообще.
Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently. I'm sure you'll find...
A hot pot game? What's that?
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and guess anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the winner. Tradition even has it that the winner... Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try.
You really do want to play, huh? Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to gather some ingredients. But...
Карательный кулинарий.
Ooh! Paimon proposes we gather raging demon-level Joyun chilies, super salty ham, mist flower corollas. This is already shaping up to be a hot pot to remember!
Oh, my stomach! It feels like Yoimiya's fireworks are going off inside me.
Who would have guessed that Toma would be the winner? He ate practically all those weird ingredients without...
Salt-crusted herring, unripe lavender melon, flash-boiled dongo, oh, and whatever that thing was that knew... hold up, my life is starting to flash before my eyes. Time I call it.
You've only got yourself to blame, Toma.
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? Boiling cakes in hot pot? Ugh. Think of the texture.
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought the cakes would be a tasty addition.
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not okay. I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn.
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the god of hot. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first time around. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. I can sense it. So without further ado, I hereby declare that the winner of today's Hot Pot Challenge...
Oh, brother.
Good effort, team. Another important job taken care of.
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as and with the extra...
Ну, в этой ситуации мы просто мы уже здесь наши полномочия и все.
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori Tea House and discuss our next operation. Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it. I'll tidy things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a sequel?
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the—
Bye, Toma! Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori tea house for a while.
Круточку сюда, пожалуйста. Думаю, стоит передохнуть от сюжеток. Так, стоп. Я заблудился, похоже. Пойду гляну, что там Сакура дает. Я уже не помню.
Where do we go from here? What's the plan?
Traveler, Paimon, hold on.
Huh?
А,
Ayaka?
с Аякой будет.
Something has come up, but you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro committee.
Individual request? You mean personal stuff?
Correct. It concerns my— This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, a few days ago, I was sorting through some old She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention—
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, both my— So, I am very curious about this mysterious individual. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki.
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl's—
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to do? Do you need us to find her for you?
No. Her address is given in the notebook. We can head straight there. I wanted you— Please keep everything I have told you in strict The proper course of action would be to involve my brother and visit her together. But he is terribly busy at present and— Exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people.
You can count on us! We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to have—
Wonderful! In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity—
Oh, we don't mind! We don't mind at all!
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Textiles and Kimonos is our first stop.
Alright, sounds great!
Так, ладно. Что у нас по круткам? Восемь. Еще надо 300.
In adventuring, as in business.
Так, пойду гляну, что там у Сакуры. Не хочу я новую сюжетку начинать. Понимаю. тут пару ивентовых не предвидится.
Don't worry. Snowfall on this scale is no impediment. We can keep moving.
Вот тут есть. Это надо раз, два, три, 4 уровня апнуть. Это 40. Это долго. Походу. Ой, я знаю, где можно полутать. Тут пройдено. Вот это можно пройти. Пришел из бани. С легким паром, Алексей.
Anything you need delivered?
Зачем я вышел?
Don't blink!
Let the show begin.
Inadmissible evidence! Incinerate! Boom boom! Yikes! Incinerate! Speed of light! With sword comes shadow. Motion to compel! Incoming! Hey!
Готово. Сюда. Подземелье.
Speed of light! Time for your arraignment! Service with the spark! Incoming! Hey! Speed of light! Got lucky that time.
Oh, come on! We can do it!
Incoming! Cut to the chase! Boom boom! Speed of light!
уже соточка есть. Пройдено. Пройдено. Давай Льюэ смотреть. Одна есть. Вот еще одна. Давай. Еще соточка будет.
You give, you receive.
А я вот не помню. Как тут открывается? Ну, явно что-то с колоннами связано.
Leave it to me.
С 3 по 9 число вырубит свет. Офигеть. Ни хрена себе у вас там. Жестко. Я думаю, вот с этими колоннами может... Давай вот так. Пробуем так. 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 О! Да я гений. Может, что-то где-то на уровне подсознания помнилось.
I charge a higher rate to meet outside the
Рекомендуемый уровень отряда 60. Крио Анема. Ладно, я попробую вот так пройти. Жестко, жестко. Получится, нет? Че они меня обописывают?
Let's dance. Motion to compel.
Этот ублюдок сейчас будет висеть вверху и пулять свои ракеты по КД, да? Как же он меня бесит. Не, я это не пройду. Халявы не будет. Я попробую заковырять. Потихонечку. Да ёперный театр. Боже, какие же уроды. Ну да. И этот висит там, спамит ракетами. Падла. Ну как? Не, я лучше выдую, чтобы нервы сэкономить. Потому что это бесполезно. Я потом вернусь с прокачанными челиками, разнесу за секунды. Ладно. Где еще грудки брать можно? Нужно 320, у меня есть 180. Еще надо 140. Так. Окей. Пойдем посмотрим, может здесь. Вот тут нам по силам будет. Гео. Ну давай на Эльку возьму. Так, если вдруг там какие-то механизмы реакции есть на Гео. Но надеюсь. А, он как.
Nowhere to hide. Speed of light. Don't blink.
Просто сразу легчайше. Легко. А, то есть они на время вырубят. Ну, будет с 3 по 9 отключение на время, да, я так понял? 50-й. Пойди осилим. А, да?
Steady as stone. As a good knight should.
Блин, в моих целях как можно быстрее это решить было, но нет. Это фигня. Снайль не прокатит. Долго у него. Когда не, ну она прокатит, но это сколько мы будем там его проходить? Очень долго. Больше халявных данжей нету, да? А в Надзуме? По Надзуме здесь тоже нету. Надо открывать. Так, думаю. Где еще можно быстро залутать? В картах. Сколько мне до уровня? Ну, в принципе, можно. А испытания в таверне не дают опыт? Или они только бабки дают? Давай попробуем. Так, тут колоду надо чуть-чуть подредактировать. Где вот здесь? Думать, что скидывать. Это скидываю, это скидываю. Вот это. Вот это. Я 2 погибели лучше возьму. Курочку. 4 карты. Давай фавоний. 1 добавлю. Или давай даже 2 фавония. Для Кии. Вот это полезная штука. Что-то я еще покупал. Давай пирожок. Ну так, наверное. Попробуем. А вот награды. Блин, тут не дают опыт. Тогда я не буду их сейчас проходить. Скидываю. Стратега оставляю, это скидываю. Это оставляю. Так, сережка есть. Ага.
Ready when you are.
Это может быть жестко. Я сразу стратега разыгрываю, чтобы добор был. Так, тогда вот это сразу кидаю. Потому что нападала честная херобора.
Cool it. Leaving so soon.
Получаем по роже. Не жирно тебе с двумя энергиями начинать, а? О, Вагнер. Погибель жаль не пришла. И Фавония не пришел. Красиво. 4 гидро, 4 электро. Все, что мне не нужно. Так, ну я по-любому разыгрываю Вагнера. Тимми. Что слить можно? Одну сережку можно слить. Дадим тебе статуса. Успеет он ультануть? Не успеет? Не успеваем. Тогда на Сахарозу переключаюсь. Все-таки ультануть бы за Кею хотелось. Разыграть. Ну, это на Делюка, наверное, сразу одену. Давай похилим. Может жестко ультануть. Фавония упала. А есть смысл вообще, потому что Кея сейчас даст ульту и умрет.
This will be interesting. This moment will be frozen in time. A bad date. This doesn't look good.
Блин, надо сейвить сейчас. Чё от челиков?
Let's finish this swiftly.
Жаль, погибель не пришла. Сейчас бы мы хорошенько вдарили, мы бы его забрали. Ну, делю, крепись. Погибель придет? Нет. Ну чё? Получаем в табло. Еще и хилит, блин, козел. Сейчас очень важно, чтобы погибель упала. Хер нарыло. Катерина. Вот то, что погибель не падает, это плохо. Мы можем всечь. Ну, у Сахароза меньше хп. Бей. В принципе, они оба ваншотные. Вот. Блин, он хилит. Надо забирать.
My work finished.
Ну и все, мы сейчас ультуем и все. По целям успел? Отлично.
What you owe must one day be paid.
Кто тут картежник? Мислань? Блин, сейчас поручение даст. Я хочу поиграть в карты. Тупость, блин. Своим дымком. Погибель Вагнер. Это отлично. Тимми пойман. Пироги такой заберу. Заменю. Ну тогда мы сразу берем делюка.
Let's finish this swiftly.
И в первый ход выставляю Вагнера. Да, неужели нормальные заходы пошли? Так, Вагнер. Давай тебя. Давай лучше на сахарозу я переключусь. Щит снять.
I want to help. Stand clear.
А какого черта ты переключился? Ну, мы тебя сейчас перегрузкой лупанем. А, перегрузка же не по это плохо. Он еще и первый ходит, сейчас далеко бьет. Это печалька. И что, оставлять пиры? Не оставлять? Я думаю, не стоит. Потому что делюк не жилец.
I want to help.
Шлепок.
Animal test 6308.
Мы тебя убиваем же. Убиваем.
Stand clear.
Янгуан, Ганьюй, Кэцин. Вагнера оставляю, Пайман скидываю. Вот это все скидываю. О, Вагнер погибель опять. Так хорошо, еще и 2 Пайман. Это, конечно, неплохо. Давай, Телюк. Хотя зря, наверное, из Телюка пошел. Ну да. Хотя уже еще, думал еще Кею можно взять. Так, Вагнер точно идет? Давай тогда.
This will be interesting. Dodge this!
Вот так. Вот говна. Нахрен мне Гео, если у меня их нету? Персонажей. Долби. Мы еще сейчас и ультанем за него скажем. тут можно только одного потерять.
Don't get frostbite.
I want to help.
Под рассеивание не подставляется. То на то и выходит.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Incoming.
Получи по наковальне. Я думаю, есть смысл вот сюда переключиться.
I can do it.
И выставлю вот эту штуку. Похилю телюка. Подожди, атака. Может, повезет. Не повезло.
Speed of light.
Жаль, быстрого переключения нет. Давай. Сюда.
This will be interesting.
Ёб твою мать. Ульта кончилась. Повороты я.
Let's finish this swiftly.
Ну, мы их перещелкаем всех. Ну, не всех, двух.
My contract goes unfulfilled.
Еще и кицин поставил.
I will not go quietly.
И все.
Time for retribution.
Не помог тебе щит. О, я знаю, где еще можно найти. Быстренько. Здесь. Блин, она открытая. Не помечена просто. Тогда давай вот сюда. Отстань, попрыгуха. Нет времени на тебя.
Someone needs assistance.
Boom boom! Triple the flame! Incoming!
Not bad, as far as treasure is concerned.
You give, you receive.
Если я не обчитался, все, должно хватать. Да, хватает. Так, ну ладно. Я хочу вот тут покрутить. Давай, нефритовый дворец. Не зря же я тебе помогал отстраивать. Надеюсь, ты мне удачу принесешь. Пожалуйста, да. Не-а. Блин, это еще десятку копить. В следующей десятке должно быть. Я очень надеюсь на это. Флейта. Может, еще что-нибудь выпадет. Что за скам, я не понимаю, почему это такой аккаунт? Сейчас я уже заканчиваю и пойду на стрим, как говорю. Что за скам тупорылый? Я начинаю подгорать. Но завтра точно Кадзуха у меня будет. Может, сейчас их слить? Вдруг выпадет. Давай. Нет. Еще эпик. Хейдза. Почему не Сянлин? Ну давай. Нет. Тянет гарант. Подтягивает прям. Так, это что получится? 68. Все. Завтра 100% Кадзуха будет. Нефритовый дворец, ты плохой. Не принес мне удачи. Ладно. Всем спасибо, кто лайки поставил. Леха, спасибо, что со мной был. Спасибо всем, кто смотрел. Я оффаю. Пока.